Hi, it's Jeremiah. Thank you for stopping by KRAZYNUTZ. Well, I'm back in Yellowwood again, here in Brown County, Indiana, at Yellowwood State Forest, where I've been, well, on the search for that Yellowwood Gold. And I've had a couple previous episodes where I've showed you this creek here, and where I've found some gold up in these root clusters and through this gravel bar in that area there and such. Well, I've also shown you a couple of videos back here. I think they were Yellowwood Gold tips and tricks, part 1 and 2. Well, we'll sort of make this part 3, and I'm gonna go back to that same area. And if you'd like to come along with me, I'll show you my station that I've already gotten set up, and it's down here on the other side of these couple of logs here, and we'll get down to the creek, and we're gonna walk back there. And sure enough, I've already been here for about a half an hour to set up my station and to do a couple of test pans, and generally the same area that I've already came back and tested. So this is kind of test 3, test 2 in the same spot as test 1. So anyhow, if you can understand that, I'm still testing, but while I'm testing, I am finding gold. So that is, that's the ultimate test. What we're here to do is we're here to find that Yellowwood Gold, and come along with me, and I'm going to show you how I've been doing it and show you the tools that I use. And if you're new to the channel, I'll point out the tools to you and let you see how I do it and how I process the creek gravel and materials. Oh, there's some thorn bushes there. Maybe I didn't want to walk that direction. So I was walking right into some thorn bushes, and we're going to get past them. Watch this. Yeah. All right. So here we are in this lovely creek in Yellowwood Forest, and it's a beautiful area to be in anyway. And I'm sure glad I was finding gold when I got to this area, because I mean, it's beautiful, and just listen to it. You hear that? Basically, it's just me and Mother Nature, and it's fun. So that was our little quiet moment, and I'll continue to bring along the show. But I'm down here in this creek where there's a lot of large cobbles and a lot of glacial material, because this is a known glacial gold bearing area where a couple of different glacial events have passed this area here in Brown County, Indiana, especially here in Yellowwood. I'm at a special area where we have a couple of different types of material from the ancient seabed that are popping up, along with all the granite type stones, and we're finding geodes, and they're fun. And we even have these iron pipe, or I mean, they're iron concretion nodules. They're real heavy, and they're fun to find. But here, I'll show you what I found as far as the gold, the Yellowwood Gold, and I'll show you what I discovered in my very first pan. It was a classified pan's worth right here, and here it is. And also, I want to point out, right here there was a small hole and a little larger hole, and that somebody else had likely scoped out, and maybe they just forgot to fill it in. But I actually took a little scoop out of the bottom of the biggest hole, and I'm glad the hole's there right now, because I can use that as my wash station. The other deep hole happens to be over there. There's a deeper hole I can work in, a slightly deeper hole over there that I was able to work in. But what I wanted to do was actually continue my way up this little tiny channel right here, where I was finding a significant amount the last time I looked, and I looked further ahead this way, closer to where it meets this larger body of water. But I've noticed all this gravel and material that has, you know, accumulated into the root, kind of some small tree root structure, and a large bedrock flake-offs and whatnot. So there's a lot of gravel that's kind of mixed in together. And sure enough, I have my little trick here where I grab a magnet and I can pop it out just like I do right here, and I'll look for some heavy metallic iron, iron material that'll stick to this rock, and that'll let me know I'm in an area where heavy material is collecting. See, there it is. There's some heavy black iron stuck to that magnet right there, and then that lets me know that heavier material is collecting in that spot, just as I had a hunch that it may be doing. So yeah, I will certainly go through that gravel here, because right where I showed you, right there, here's my very first pan, and all I did was clean that material from here to there to there. So I took that material right down to the bedrock, and here's what I got out of it right here in this pan. Holy moly, it's taking me 7 minutes to show you the gold. But watch, look at that. See? That's a lot of gold for a small little tiny chute coming out of a small creek. So what I intend to do is just go ahead and I'm going to do it live. I'm going to grab some of that material, I'm going to go through it and show you, just see if we can continue to get about the same amount right there, because I got that amount out of that small area. So lucky hunch I had, since I had already found some fairly concentrated material ahead of it, that I just go further back. And I did say, well, we'll just keep going back further, you know, we'll keep on working it back. And that's what I came back to do, and wow, is it working out. So here's another little tip I want to point out about this. When I actually got this material panned down to the concentrated small amount that it is right now, so I could reveal it for this video, that way you could see all the gold in there, creating that little golden smile, we call it, is I had panned it out into this pan, and then I wanted to look in the pan to see, sure enough, if I had lost any. And by golly, I had lost some, because look, there it is. You can see there's a couple specks. Look, there's several. There's probably 10 specks right there. And that if I was really rigorously cleaning it out into the creek, I would have just thrown that away and not even realized that I'd dumped it. So another tip and trick is you get your little pan like this, and once you get this material down to that, you can put that material into that what we call a wash pan, and then we can go through that concentrated material a little bit later, and then we can see what we have in it. So right there is where we're going to continue, right here into this little channel, and I'm going to get my pans ready. So I'm going to set you up, and we're going to just dig right into that. So I'm going to toss all that concentrated material right into that concentrated bucket, and that'll be a clean out for later, since right now I just want to come here and work the harvest. Basically is what I'm going to do is, since I've already discovered that there was gold here in that very spot. That's very, I really like that. I hope it continues. I'm going to continue to find that quantity, because now it's all in this cons pan. I wanted to show you that before I tossed it into the cons pan, concentrations pan, and then we're going to grab some new gravel, and we'll use that existing hole to wash the gravel off with. So we're going to throw that pan there. And here is one of the tools I mentioned that was the quarter inch classifier. Basically it's a screen that allows us to get the material reduced down to quarter inch. So let's make sure there's nothing in there before we throw gravel into it. That way we know if we're finding new gold. And definitely don't want to not find any. So I'm gonna actually keep going on the same area that I was already on right here. I'm just gonna work these rocks right here, and these rocks get washed off in that hole down there. And it's hard to do with one hand, but it is a hand operation. Let me get the pan, or let me get the classifier filled up while you're sitting here watching me do it. What I want to do is get all these rocks, even like the tops of that. All that has potential for gold to be in it. So we have to wash the rocks thoroughly. Scoop it. It's all some juicy material. We just found black sand in, so we already know that that's happening. The black sand is already the case, and what we're gonna do, come over here and wash these rocks in the hole. I'll just see what I do. I just let it submerge right into it. We're going to thoroughly rinse them out and off. Okay, put that guy there. I'm going to shake it around vigorously. I'm going to get all that heavy material to go fall through these larger rocks and through the screen. That's the whole goal there. Get all the material that we believe is quarter-inch gold nuggets. We believe we have quarter-inch Yellowwood gold nuggets in here. Well, we hope we do anyway. We're going to find out. If we have a picker, it'll go through a quarter-inch screen. And I don't want to set myself up for failure. I really don't know if there could be a picker, if there's anything in here. But we're going to find out together. toss these up here next to the hole so I can fill it in when I leave. I'll go ahead and fill the hole in since I'm now obligated to. And we're gonna go through this. I was hoping we had a good enough flow of water so we can continue to have clean water. So I want to get as much of that down, heavy material down there. That's the ticket. Let's see. I mean, that's about a half a pan full. We'll just go ahead and do it. A half a pan and see what's in a half a pan. I'm gonna stay on my riffles. Okay. Now I don't want to lose any. So I'm gonna double pan it here. Right into this other pan. I don't know how that one. Okay. Let's see if there's anything in that. Get the muddy water off. Look at all that black stuff, sand coming in. Already it's super sign. Yes, look. Look at that. You can see that gold coming through right there. Actually, that one's a decent looking piece right there. So, you know, I'm gonna continue to work on through that material right there. Maybe I'll pause it and dump this material and continue to go on into it. Well, just a second. I've noticed that using this classifier, even when I'm using the sucker, allows me to not be so, I mean, it'll hit this and bounce into it better than hitting the water, the liquid that's in here and bouncing out of it. Not that gold's very bouncy, but if it's stuck to other rocks that are, we don't want it to bounce out. then what I'll do is we'll just see how much material this picked up by in and of itself without putting, or just using it only by itself. Right off the top of the bedrock. When I rub this, I see cracks in the bedrock. When I suck the water, I can see the crack that's like right next, in the bedrock. So that I'll work through the edge of the crack. Let's see if I can reveal that when I do it on video right there. See what I'm talking about. I believe you may be able to understand already that there's a ledge right here. I'm up against it like that. And right next to that ledge is sort of a divot in the bedrock. And right here too is other divots where material collects. That's clean. You'll see how much it really did suck up about the entire bottom of that. All the small granules. I mean, what is that? I don't know. Can you see any gold? So I sucked for a little bit, and we're gonna see if there's anything in there. So I'm going to use my second pan. So I'm panning underwater into my second pan. I'm holding it under the water, and I'm panning the loose gravel into the second pan. In case I've lost any, I want to recapture it. And I'll show you if I did lose any. I actually didn't show you the last time. I lost 2 specks. You're going to see, I'm going to pull this back. So anything I would have lost is still in that pan. I'm getting some clean water. Cleaner than that. And I'm going to pull it back. If there's anything in it, I'll show you. What that little bit of effort may have done. If it did. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So I'm happy. The efforts, that little tool is working. if that method works, look at it. Yeah. Basically, yeah, stuck that. That was right on the top of the bedrock that normally, if I didn't have that technique and method that I use, I wouldn't have been able to have seen that. You know, there's a little bit of water, you know, ½ inch of water on it, and you know, my little scooper doesn't scoop up those tiny particles, and sure enough, there's still gold right there. So I'm on a hot spot. Basically, all that material, if I just go through it all the way down to the bedrock, which is only right there, if I go through this material, I'm going to find relatively similar. No, I hope I find, you know, similar amount of yield there. If I'm getting 10 or more specks or so, that's when I'll start to determine if it's getting, you know, more or less. But in these little creeks, it doesn't really work like that. The material can move so much and so many different times that you just have to look through all of it, all the way down, even to the skimming off the bedrock, sucking it off with a you know, a little sucker is just now we proved it, a method that sure enough will find gold. And that was, I sucked that little bit of an area. Maybe I took a couple swipes over here, and all that, you know, all that gold that was in this pan, well, it would have washed into that gravel right there, right below it, and then we would have dug a hole right there, sort of like there is a head up down below it, and found, you know, these pieces, had they not been extracted just now by me here in Yellowwood. So that's how we like to extract gold, the best way we can, and every way, and we just continue to extract it and have fun doing it. And by golly, look out here where I'm at, all these trees shelter me from the sun. It's like 90 some degrees, 91 or so, and it feels way cooler down here where I'm at with these rocks and this flowing water, and I can get my feet wet. I'm able to relax and bring you along with me. So if you continue to enjoy liking the you know, just a little creek adventure, finding some Yellowwood gold, like and subscribe, and continue to follow along my journey with me, and I'll take you along. So thank you for watching KRAZYNUTZ, and on our Yellowwood Gold adventure, where it's you know, have fun while you do it. Where you saw all that? We saw a bunch of gold come out of there. There's quite a bit still back there that I've noticed. There's a lot of cracks and crevices here, and I don't think I want to let them go into the hole. What I mean by them is are the gold flakes that are probably stuck in these cracks. Well, I have my tool and I'm sort of in the mood here. I'm going to continue to use it. Alright, well, like I said, I'm going to keep on going, and I'm going to use that tool a little while longer. Then I'll probably work some more of that gravel, and I'm happy with what I'm pulling off so far. Thank you for joining along, Crazy Nuts.